Hey everybody, I want to go ahead and come on because I've seen a couple things and I wanted to talk at you. Check it out, see what you think. This is a report titled 20 Inches of Rain, Gulf Coast Warned for the Weekend. And this is msnbc.msn.com. And this is the little photo of the affected area that they're speaking about in the article. And we can read along a little bit and see what they've said. And it says areas along the Gulf Coast could get up to 20 inches of rain. 20 inches of rain from a system that could blow into tropical storm strength, leading Louisiana's governor to declare a state of emergency Thursday because of the threat of serious flash flooding. High wind, a lot of rain, it's gonna be going slow. New Orleans Mayor Mitch Landrieu said in talking about this system. Became a depression Thursday, and the forecasters issued tropical storm warnings from Mississippi all the way to Texas. The National Hurricane Center Thursday night said it was about 225 miles southwest of the mouth of the Mississippi. The maximum sustained winds were about 35 miles an hour and barely moving northwest at about 2 miles an hour. That's the kind of hang around kind. We've got a huge area of moisture. We've got a developing wind field. We're probably going to see some tremendous rain amounts and the corresponding flooding that goes with that. The NHC director, Bill Reed, told the reporters in Miami. Tidal flooding is possible along the coast from the Florida Panhandle to Texas. Some models, computer models, showed the developing system, which would be called Lee if it became a tropical storm. It could pass over the coast of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas. Lee will be the 12th named storm of the busy 2011 Atlantic hurricane season. Flash flood watches issued for southern Louisiana and Mississippi. Up to 20 inches of rain could fall in some areas, and tides could be 1 to 2 feet above normal, the forecasters said. Cities facing the greatest threat from the system include New Orleans and Mobile, Alabama. And then they have the link here, the Weather Channel forecast online. So, New Orleans, boy, they had to do a lot of work during the New Madrid stuff going on in the Mississippi whenever it was coming real hard at you. Well, it looks like you're going to get some more water. So everybody down there be ready. Because if it is what it is, what they say it is, then people are going to get wet, apparently. New Orleans levees could be tested by the slow-moving system. It's not just the rainfall, but perhaps days of pressure on the levees as storm surge water could be driven into Lake Pontchartrain. Well, that's not good. We remember that last time, Lake Pontchartrain. Okay. Officials in the New Orleans ordered that levees be pumped down to lower the levels in anticipation of heavy rain. The Army Corps of Engineers said it did not expect the system to trigger much of a storm surge, but was preparing for that just in case. Landrieu echoed that, but added that the system is very unpredictable and uncertain. Texas, which is in the grip of a severe drought, just like we are in Oklahoma, isn't likely to get much rain from the system. Well, that's great. We'll be continuing our drought. The system, now over the central part of the Gulf, already has prompted some major international oil companies to evacuate the workers from the oil platforms. And then they have links for your photo blog and stuff here. Miami-based Hurricane Center said the low-pressure area was producing a large amount of clouds, thunderstorms, and gusty winds as it headed slowly to the northwest. It has a high chance, 80%, of becoming a tropical cyclone during the next 48 hours. Interests along the entire northern Gulf of Mexico coast should monitor the progress of this disturbance. Considering potential for damage, impact to the petroleum industry, and commerce in the Gulf Coast region, the system could be the next billion-dollar disaster in a mountainous year of costly storms for the U.S. This is not looking good. Meanwhile, still far over to the Atlantic, Hurricane Katia formed late Wednesday and was churning west, but posing no immediate threat to land. So here's another little sub-story here about Katia has weakened back to a tropical storm, for now. It could change, but who knows. The Atlantic hurricane season typically brings 11 or 12 named storms. Katia is already the 11th, and with half the season still ahead, it is shaping up to be a busy year, just like it predicted. And then we can even come down here, and they have a video right there about how Katia has been downgraded, but the new storm is brewing. Okay. So, y'all down there along the Gulf, you watch out for yourselves, because apparently there's going to be some extra water coming. So you got to be aware of it. Don't get caught not knowing and be in a bad situation. So let's go ahead and go over here. I want to look at this. Now, a couple days ago, I like space. That's where I'm at right now. www.spaceweather.com. I like them. They seem to be a pretty good site. But this article here, so much for the doomsday of Comet-Elenin, where they go into talking about it breaking up. I don't know about that. I'm seeing some other things contrary. And I have some other issues on that one. And I'm starting to wonder some things myself. But the article here said that the amateur astronomer Michael Matiazzo of Australia, he got a picture and showed dimming and elongation in the nucleus over a 10-day period. And he says it appears to be breaking apart. Okay, so that statement was made a couple days ago, and we have these pictures, and the behavior of the comet is akin to that of the comet Linear, which, when it approached the sun back 11 years ago, Matiazzo witnessed that event too, and he observed the breakup of C1999S4 in the year 2000 also. And he said it was spectacular watching the nucleus spread out to a cigar shape over a period of days. The apparent breakup of Elenin is similar, although less spectacular. Okay. Well, that's what he said. And we've already seen some other things of other people that don't lead us to believe that it is broken up. I'm not even sure if I'm ready to go fragmented, but don't expect it to go away. So we're going to go to the recent article of today, the second, and this is what they have for us today. And I thought this was kind of interesting. A comet among the stars. As September begins, green comet Gerard is gliding across the star fields of the Milky Way in the early evening sky. The icy visitor from the outer solar system is not yet visible to the naked eye, but it looks great through amateur telescopic viewing. This is the picture from the backyard observatory in Romania of an amateur. No, I take that back. He may not be an amateur. Maximilian Teodorescu. So he may not be. He's got a backyard observatory. So he took the picture on September 1st using my 8-inch telescope, 34-minute exposure at ISO 6400. The comet looks nice in front of the Milky Way. Okay. For now, Comet Girard is a telescopic object. It is, however, approaching the Sun and brightening. Recent projections place it at peak magnitude 6, on the threshold of naked eye visibility in February of 2012. Because Comet Girard is a first-time visitor to the inner solar system, it could behave in unexpected ways, perhaps exceeding those expectations. Stay tuned, and meanwhile, browse the image links below. And then you got different images they want you to go mess around on. So, Comet Girard. Well, well, well. Maybe we overlooked you a little bit. We'll have to dig right into you. I'm going to look at this guy here real good, and I'll be talking about him real soon. Comet Girard. Then we go down here below it, and we have deep sky auroras. Last night I was watching Comet Girard when faint auroras appeared over most of the sky, reports Frederick Brahms of Kvaløya, Norway. They didn't look very impressive visually, but a few seconds exposure revealed a stunning sight. And this is what the dude got. It's the fine example of deep sky auroras. A display nearly or completely invisible to the human eye, but easy pickings for a modern digital camera. Deep sky auroras appear most often at high latitudes when geomagnetic activity is normally low. All it takes is a point and a click to record the wonders above. Well, well, well. We also had auroras when this dude was watching Comet Girard. He was in Norway, and the other guy was in Romania watching this one. Okay, well, gotta do a little work looking into Comet Girard now. So let's go over here, and we're going to check the earthquake activity within the last 24 hours. There has been some stuff going on. And I also have this set for magnitude 2.5 and up. And we had, right here in Virginia, I'm probably already up on that, but that would be Thursday, September the 1st. They got a 3.4. So, Virginia, you still got something going on there. You don't see anything in Canada or anything like that at the moment. We have some action over here. We have a tsunami information statement. And the event origin is 20 miles northwest of Los Angeles. And this would be concerning the magnitude 4.2 earthquake in the greater Los Angeles area. And that was September the 1st. So California has had a 4.2 in the greater Los Angeles area, and they did issue apparently a tsunami warning statement. So be aware, in California, you're above the 4 threshold now. And they did put out a tsunami warning. And you did have on Friday, September the 2nd, you had a 4.3 in southern Alaska. The depth was about 54 miles, it looks like. We're just going to pull around and look, and you have a little small one here, 2.9. That'll be Thursday on September the 1st. And what I'm using now is Earth alerts.manyjourneys.com/web/. That's what is providing these images. I thought I'd change for a little while. I like this also. We're going to go ahead and look down here first. Australia, you look to be safe today. I spoke of New Zealand yesterday about how they were not getting anything, and then I come today and look, and unfortunately South Island of New Zealand, a 4.5 on September the 1st. We have a little more up here in our little wedge corner. You got a 4.9 in Fiji on Thursday the 1st, and you get a 5.2 in Vanuatu, and then you got a 5 in Vanuatu. You have a little one over here, it looks like. The Banda Sea, 4.4. Now this is strange here. Not really anything here for Japan too much. So way to go Japan, I'm glad. And there's a volcano advisory report in Japan. That's not to say it's getting ready to rupture, it's just where you can see the report. And we'll just go ahead and pull around and check it all. We've not seen anyone with a 6, and that is good for now. Here, let me pull it down a little bit more. Here, in the Gulf of Aden, where they claim there is a Stargate, you have a 4.9 on the 1st. And then you see a little bit of stuff over here in western Iran, a 4.3. You don't really see anything in Europe. They seem to be quiet within the last 24 hours. And this is where we are doing our new fighting, of course. This over here, where this baseless exercise is being conducted in Libya. And there doesn't really seem to be anything going on anywhere over there. And down here along the Chile Way, we do of course see a 4.5 San Juan, Argentina. and this also would be on the 1st. And a 5.1 on the West Chile rise. Being as today is the 1st, oh, we found another one, and we have a 4.9 near the coast of Ecuador also on the 1st. But being as this is the 1st of September and the beginning of the month we highlighted, and that we think is a dangerous month, and we better be very careful and watch everything every day, above and on the ground, here and worldwide. You just have to really, there's so much information to cover. I know it is hard for you and me. It is just a mountain of things to try and stay on top of. But this comet Elenin, we're going to have to really stay on top of whether it has lost any mass or anything enough to even matter. You know, and they checked everything, and it might have a little bit, but it doesn't look like very much to the way that I see it. And that's if I'm even saying it has lost anything at all. Now we go into the other thing that I spoke of earlier, and Richard Hoagland thinks it's artificial, like I explained to everyone else I talked with. And like he thinks it's a spacecraft with maybe something or some things in it, or some type of time capsule. And we're going to find out here pretty soon. We're going to find out if it's artificial or not artificial. And we're going to find out if it is this or if it isn't this, or what is it. And this is the time. If JPL has not been jacking around and providing us with false data. You know, that's the thing. We have to use what we have to use to see what we're trying to see. But we go in knowing full well that we have to be leery, vigilant of the information, tear it to shreds, and see if it all goes back together again the right way. So that's why we see what we see, but we wonder if it's going to be. And we're still ready, or I'm pretty ready, I guess, for the dates. There's still time for everyone that maybe is not. You can start trying to do little things, and just in case, you know. So that's what I have. I'd have my prayers for you. It's going to be a rough ride, I'm afraid. The only thing that I can say is that if whatever is off would be a timeline. I don't think any of these events are going to be off. I've maybe not described it as well as I could have in the past, so I'll do it again. I think we get it all in no certain order. I mean, we see an order that we think that we see, but we may be wrong on that order. But maybe the order is not that important. We shall see. It's not going to be good in any order that I can look at. I believe we get a comet. Maybe Elenin turns out not to be a comet. Maybe it is some kind of artificial object. But even if it were to be, I still believe we get a comet. And I still believe we get a dwarf. And I still believe something coming with that is going to be some other kind of objects. It's dragon, moons, and planets, along with crap rock, debris and stuff, all kinds of other nasty things. And then yes, I believe, I didn't know if it would be in an object they'd come here, but you know, they'll probably play off like that, like they are. Fallen angels, Anunnaki, whatever they want to portray themselves as. But I knew that they'd be coming back. And so something artificial, you know, you never can tell. But it would seem to be, because they're not from here. Dracos or, you know, Martians, Venusians, Saturnians, Mercurians, whatever they want to say. You know, they have to come as something. If they told you who they really were, then the jig would be up for them. Then you'd be able to know who they really were. And whatever they tried to do wouldn't work, because you have advanced knowledge of who these guys are. You know, you have the Genesis, and you also have Enoch. I tried to supply some interest in Enoch as he describes things so down to the finite in a lot of ways. So be careful. To my friends in Louisiana, you watch out for all that water. And you've been wet already. All the flooding in here. And apparently it's going to come again. We don't know how bad it's going to get, but 20 inches of rain can't be good for anyone. So everyone along the whole area, you all watch out. You pay attention and keep up with the latest reports on what this thing is doing. And with that note, I'm going to let everyone go. And if I see any other things, I'll come back and holler at you. You know I will. So until then, tomorrow's Friday, heading into the weekend. Be aware of what's going on. Keep yourself updated, and try to have a good weekend and into Labor Day and everything. And be aware that the 6th is Tuesday, and that would be apparently the first alignment of the month. So I pray to God that all of us are kept strong and protected, and that He has our backs no matter what they throw at us, or no matter what comes our way. And I can guarantee you, if you just keep believing that, you're going to keep believing in you. Until next time, keep your head up.